This is true with a review of the anta KT6. I gave high praise for the KT5 because they made some significant progress and evolution in terms of their design, their cushioning, everything. KT4 was a pleasant surprise because they came up with their own unique foam material called the A-Flash foam. They keep coming up with the Alti Flash, whatever Flash, something alphabet Flash, but more or less they feel like soft, sort of like a cross between Cloud Foam and Light Strike, I suppose. So they're interesting. The cushioning foam is nice, but I've always felt that they do not have a good energy return. Their shock absorption is good, but in terms of bounciness, they're a little bit lacking. The KT5 was good in terms of being a little bit more solid and a little bit more bouncy. The GH2, the Gordon Hayward signature, was also a nice little cute upgrade, but the KT5 goes back. It kind of takes a step back and goes back to feeling more like KT4. KT4 is soft all around, but it just sinks too low to the ground. Being low to the ground is good, but when it's so low to the ground and that feeling of sinking feeling comes instead of having a shoe that's already just low to the ground, it's a little different. When you're feeling like your feet is sinking in, that's a red sign. That could actually be a shoe that could cause plantar fasciitis or Achilles tendonitis. So be careful wearing those kind of shoes. One thing that's very, very flawed with the KT6 is that the insole is spongy soft. So the moment you put your foot in, you can feel the sponge sinking quickly. Add to that, the midsole itself is also sort of like a spongy material, so it's like double sinking sensation. And because the insole does not have much of a friction, it does not have any suede, grippy material on the surface. So as you wear the shoe, even if you lace it up, you will feel your toe kind of jamming and being pushed forward. So you might get some, bruises and pinching sensations along the way. The fit is okay. I mean, it fits more or less true to size. Size 9 for me worked fine, but there's a dead space on the toe box area, so that's very annoying. For a size 9, it weighs about 480 grams, but it feels lighter than what the numbers show, so that's good. This is, of course, the low version, so maybe they shave off a little bit more of a weight compared to the ordinary version. The heel cup is there to get the job done. Added to that, they have this TPU containment area coming all the way up here. The medial side needs to have more support to prevent your ankle rollover, not the lateral one, just to provide you with a bit of a tip on what really works. I mean, it looks cool to have an aggressive outrigger here or a containment unit here, but that's not necessary. You don't rarely sprain your ankle through the medial side. It's usually this way. And the outrigger, look at that. That is amazing. I love the outrigger. It's very aggressive and it gets the job done. Hopefully all shoe brands take note. This is an outrigger. That's not an outrigger. This is an outrigger. Apologies to my Australian friends. I'm just, thinking about the line from Crocodile Dundee. So the outsole pattern is incredible. It looks so simple, yet it gets the job done. It's not as sensitive as a lot of the finer shoes with seemingly interesting traction patterns that had a lot of thought put into it. Simple and it works. Great job. Anta always seems to deliver in terms of the traction and the outrigger. One more thing that's incredible about this is this TPU yarn type of material all around, and this fused material provides an additional lockdown there. It's soft, yet it's rigid at the same time, so it provides great lockdown. I love the upper material. Most of all, it is crazy breathable. Don't wear it in cold weather because your toes will freeze out. That's how well ventilated it is. So other than the material adding to the visual enhancement, I guess, greater visual appeal, it actually works. Breathability is amazing for this shoe. The biggest complaint I have is the cushioning. It feels like, the TPU midfoot shank is on the outside, so you shouldn't be able to feel that, but the cushioning kind of reminds me of the KD11 when they had a full-length zoom air, but you don't feel it. You feel the shoe is kind of low to the ground, but you don't feel the zoom air working. You feel like there's a a layer that's a dense layer that's guarding you from feeling the zoom here. That's how it feels like. The foam itself should be soft, but it's so thin and low to the ground, and it bottoms out immediately once you wear it, as in it scrunches and flattens immediately. So the insole is the biggest problem. You need to change the spongy insole with any other insole that's available out there. Possibly one with a little bit of elevated heel padding, because it does not have a huge heel to toe drop. There is a comparatively thicker layer of foam on the heel, but you hardly feel it because your body weight's gonna be compressing this a lot more than your forefoot area. So it feels like it's flat or the heel is sinking a little bit. At the same time, it feels like there's serious lack of cushioning because the foam just immediately responds to your weight and just goes down. So if you like that, go ahead. But for me, I did not enjoy the setting for shoes like Hyperdunk 17s, where they had the supposedly React midsole, which was basically an outsole, and the insole seemed to do all the cushioning, because once you feel the Ortholite insole flattening, you feel something hard at the bottom of it. That's how this kind of feels like. You just feel the floor almost immediately after a thin, hard layer on top, right below the insole. So yeah, cushioning is devolving, degenerating, going back to KT4 when this is KT6. Hopefully they do a better job with the 7. The outrigger is amazing. Why are there so many shoes with bad outriggers or non-existent outriggers? LeBron talking to you. So this is a pleasant surprise. If you can get the right insole, and if you don't mind something that's low to the ground with minimal cushioning, but it's soft at the same time. Yeah, breathability. Amazingly breathable. Toe freezingly breathable.